It can be tough to admit that we like these movies. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 2000s guilty pleasure movies.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be going over the films and film series that many are embarrassed to admit they like for whatever reason, and which came out between the years 2000 and 2009. For franchises to qualify, the majority of the movies must come out during this decade. Number 10, The Sweetest Thing. This romantic comedy follows Christina, a man-eater who falls hard for a guy she meets at a club, and her attempts to meet him again at a wedding, which turns out to be his. Often criticized for having a thin plot and numerous juvenile gags, including a very public song about male genitalia in a restaurant, The Sweetest Thing nevertheless manages to be quite funny and occasionally living up to its name. While The Sweetest Thing may strike some as being more sour than sweet, there are those of us that like that flavor more.
Maybe we'll stop by.
I really hope I see you, but in case I don't see you, have a nice life.
You too.
Number 9, Scary Movie.
Hello.
Wanna have a little fun?
Who is this?
Tell me your name and I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Oops. I farted. I didn't think you would hear me.
Speaking of immature humor, one of the kings of lowbrow comedy movies in the 2000s was the Scary Movie series. Although we're reluctant to include the whole franchise, as the later entries deserve the reputation for dumb gags and for becoming parodies of themselves, as well as their nominal targets, the original film is still fairly solid.
Oh! Now I'm gonna fall and break my leg, leaving me helpless. Ah! There you go, Mr. Scary Killer. I'm panicking now!
Its tongue-in-cheek lampooning of the horror genre, especially Scream, as well as other film tropes, was refreshing at the time, and it's still an entertaining whodunit. It's not the height of comedy, but we'd be lying if we said it didn't make us laugh.
You guys are psychos! You've seen one too many TV shows!
No! Watching television shows doesn't create psycho killers. Canceling TV shows does. The Wayans Brothers was a good show, man!
Number 8, High School Musical franchise. Starting out on the Disney Channel and eventually making it to theaters, this franchise follows a group of high school students as they learn the most valuable lesson of all: we're all in this together.
We're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come true.
While the High School Musical films have been criticized for being rather cookie-cutter and cliched, the trilogy nevertheless has endearing and entertaining characters, as well as a ton of infectiously catchy songs.
Out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye clouds of gray, hello skies of blue. I dip in the pool, I trip to the spa. Endless days in my chaise, the whole world according to moi.
Sure, this series is more sugary than cotton candy and just about as substantial, but come on, who doesn't like cotton candy every now and then?
These cookies are genius! The best things I've ever tasted! Will you make some more for me, Zeke?
I might even make you a creme brulee.
Number 7, Final Destination franchise.
Your friend's departure shows that death has a new design for all of you. You have to figure out how and when it's coming back at you.
This unusual horror franchise follows small groups of characters who, rather than being picked off by a killer, are instead killed by death itself, usually after avoiding certain death following a vision.
What if we didn't change anything?
What are you talking about?
What if us being here, right now, was the plan from the beginning?
The Final Destination films usually feature creative and Rube Goldberg-like sequences that lead to the victims dying in outlandish ways. Although the series has been criticized as formulaic and lacking characters with any depth, this is a common criticism of most movies in the horror genre. At least Final Destination brings something different and inventive to the table.
I'm not gonna die! It's you, Wendy! You're dead!
Number 6, Twilight.
How old are you?
17.
How long have you been 17?
A while.
While the majority of this franchise came out in the 2010s, its first installment qualifies for our list, and it's definitely a guilty pleasure.
I dream about being with you forever.
Forever.
And you're ready right now?
Yes.
A supernatural romance about a vampire that sparkles and a teenage girl, Twilight has been derided for everything from its wooden acting to its questionable effects. Yet, despite all this, the film has its fans, and Edward and Bella's romance has caught the eye of a whole generation for a reason.
I know what you are.
Say it. Out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
And even those who dislike the film can still enjoy it, even if it is because it's so easy to make fun of. Number 5, The Hot Chick.
Hey, check this out. Sorry, accident.
You're so bad!
Hey, how much you bet I can get him again?
Yeah, Rob Schneider derp de derp. We've all seen the South Park bit.
Rob Schneider derp de derp. Derp de derpity derpy derp.
The Hot Chick follows a shallow, popular high school girl who accidentally switches bodies with a schlubby criminal. Despite plenty of crude moments, the Hot Chick still manages to have some surprisingly sweet ones, as well as some genuinely funny humor.
Boys are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace.
They will tell you anything to get to second baseball. Baseball, he thinks he's gonna score. If you let him go all the way, then you are a
horticulturist studies flowers.
Body swap comedies aren't anything new, but the Hot Chick pulls it off better than you might expect, thanks to a fairly strong performance by Rob Schneider. Never thought we'd have to say that sentence. Number 4, Jennifer's Body.
I used my imagination, but I was disturbed. Jenny, I got your number. I need to make you mine. Jenny, don't change your number.
Written by Diablo Cody, this dark comedy horror movie follows the title high schooler who becomes possessed by a demon and her best friend's attempts to stop her.
There's Jennifer. Only back then we were tight. Sisters, practically. People found it hard to believe that a babe like Jennifer would associate with a dork like me. Sandbox love never dies.
Although many have criticized the movie as not living up to either of its genres, Jennifer's Body does have some of Cody's signature clever dialogue.
You were such a player hater.
You're a jerk. Wow, nice insult, Hannah Montana. You got any more harsh digs?
You know what? You were never a good friend. Even when we were little, you used to steal my toys and pour lemonade on my bed.
And now I'm eating your boyfriend. See? At least I'm consistent.
In addition, it features one of Megan Fox's better performances, and actually works as a piece of feminist horror that presages the issues raised by the Me Too movement.
Don't be so JV needy, they're just boys. Morsels, we have all the power, don't you know that?
While it might not reach some of the scares or laughs of similar horror comedies, Jennifer's Body may be worth another look if you've written it off.
Thought you only murdered boys.
I go both ways.
Number 3, White Chicks.
Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Hold my poodle. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all got a problem? Y'all want some of this? You want some of this, punk?
Yeah, this isn't an easy one to admit to enjoying. White Chicks follows a pair of black FBI agents who go undercover as a pair of white socialites they've been assigned to protect.
Wait, we weren't in the Hamptons this weekend.
Oh no! We've been cloned!
The film has drawn criticism for its ridiculous premise and lowbrow humor throughout, and you'll get no argument about how questionable the whole thing is.
You sure this is gonna work? Just trust me. Follow my lead.
We have no doubt it'd be tricky to make today. Even so, some of the comedy is genuinely hilarious, and it does feature some standout characters who steal the show.
Are you kidding? Hi, I'm Cellulite Sally. Look at my huge badonkey. Oh, and don't forget about me. I'm Back Fat Betty. Now, who could have said that? Oh, yeah, it's Tina the talking tummy!
Seriously, where else are you going to see Terry Crews singing Vanessa Carlton?
How did you know? I love this song.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces fast, and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
Number 2, The Room.
You're not good, you're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
Arguably the worst movie on our list, and frequently considered one of the most awful films ever made, The Room might graciously be called a romantic melodrama and depicts a strange European man who is cheated on by his best friend and fiancée, or future wife.
Bullshit, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
While an objectively bad movie, writer-director-star Tommy Wiseau still manages to captivate audiences with his bizarre film thanks to accidental comedy.
Wow, you look so sexy, Lisa.
Strange line readings, subplots that go nowhere, and more quotable lines than you can throw a spoon at, The Room will tear apart your insides with laughter.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Before we admit our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
This ain't over yet.
It is now, baby boy.
Y'all just mad, cause today, you suckers got served.
Serve. Serve.
Serve! Serve!
It's been a long time coming down this road, and now I know what I've been searching for.
I'm gonna steal it.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. We ride together. We die together. Bad boys for life. We just gotta do it ourselves, man.
Number 1, Josie and the Pussycats. Audiences and critics didn't know what to make of Josie and the Pussycats when it came out, coming out divided on it.
I think maybe we should think about this for a second.
However, reception has become more positive as time has gone on, as its theme became more relevant. Despite being a superficial teen musical film on the surface, the movie also parodies its own genres and satirizes the commercialization of the music industry.
Wow, this must be my lucky day. A real nonconformist. I'm so interested to hear what else you have to say.
Well, first of all, I don't understand what.
We love it as a parody, but we can also enjoy it unironically because the music is catchy and it has a great cast. While it can be tough to own up that we like it, it does have a cult following for good reason.
Are you crazy? Josie and the Pussycats are our new all-time favorite band of all time!
Josie and the Pussycats are the new for sure!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.